You're live, Caitlin.
Hey guys, thanks for joining me. We have some big, exciting things to talk about today, right? Big uproar in the industry and a lot to unpack here and to talk about. Allē announced a while ago, right? But really, to their especially their bigger accounts, but in more national news, they really outlaid that to everyone when they sent out an email just a couple of weeks ago. Can everyone see me here? I'm seeing Julie. And are you seeing it right, Juliana?
Yep, looks good on my end.
Cool. Okay. Um, and so I want to unpack what that could potentially mean for you and your practice. We've had a lot of conversations with clients on what that's going to mean for them and really what they can do about it. Because Allergan is changing the rules of the game, right? And in the past, they've kind of had these kind of changes that greatly impact both the small, medium, and even large med spa practices all across the country. And I'm love seeing some of the bigger players really speak out and stand up for med spas of really all sizes. And particularly, what I love that Dr. Subio, who entertains us greatly and is brilliant and knowledgeable, has really taken a firm stance on what he believes Allē is doing and is trying to rally the troops. So if you're not engaging and following with Dr. Subio, I really encourage you to check out his comments and feedbacks and how he's really trying to pull together providers and aesthetic practices so that you guys really can pull your power together to form and have collective rights and negotiating power at the end of the day. So first and foremost, check out Dr. Subio and get in on that action. Really encourage you. I think Injector Bunny, Erica Berry, is also someone that is really creating a platform and voice for people to share their thoughts and opinions. I wouldn't say that she's taken as strong of a stance, but I think she's getting close to being able to do that. So you'll want to check her out as well. But essentially, what the former Allē program that trained our clients of, when you spend, you automatically get and earn points to redeem on that visits, right? Patients were given the opportunity to earn and redeem dollars off of their Botox and filler treatments. And now on that same appointment, and now Allē is shifting the model where patients will be earning points for treatments to be later redeemed for free product in essence. So no longer is it, every 200 points, you get $20 off. That is going away. Basically, the new system allows patients to get free filler or free product. But the big noise around that is that Allergan is now dictating what that product is, right? What that filler type is based on how many points that you build up. And the big, tissy about all of it is that it is taking the power and expertise away from the provider to make a recommendation to the patient based on what is in their best interest, right? Not based on what the points tell me that get a free syringe of. And some are even questioning the legalities behind this, right? And that, Allē is trying to dictate patients' care without practicing medicine. Now, of course, Allē's saying that, well, I'm not saying you have to use that, right? That's just what they qualify for. But it becomes very messy, very sticky when you're put in a situation where a patient is excited because they've redeemed this filler, or they want to redeem their points and receive their free syringe of filler. And they don't really know the difference between all the different types, right? They really rely on you and your judgment. And even when you then have that conversation with them and tell them that it's not in their best interest, you can't put that syringe in your cheek. It's meant to be in your filler, or vice versa, or whatever, right? It still doesn't feel good. So then at the end of the day, what are we going to do? Are we going to flop it out? Are we going to eat the cost, right? There's so many challenges with this new format that Allē is rolling out. Now, additionally, Allē is making it much more difficult for you to earn points. In fact, a lot of med spas and providers out there ran the numbers, and they're saying that actually less than 5 to 10% based on what your average revenue per hour is, and volume that you're doing, is actually going to qualify ever for these new incentives, right? And so pretty much all the little spiffs that were 200 points, $20 off, are going to be going away, and only a few small select people are actually going to even qualify, right? And so you're having to kind of revamp what loyalty and rewards are going to look like. Additionally, a big challenge too is if they do qualify for a syringe, and they just come in to redeem that syringe, right? And there's no profit margin in it. And so what Allē recommends is to charge a $250 or a $500 injector fee when you come in to redeem that, what it says is a free filler syringe, right? And now all of a sudden, now you're trying to tack on that injector fee because you don't want to work for free. You have to pay the provider. You have your front desk, you have your overhead, you have, all the consumables, the things, right? And so again, that's another challenge that Allē, they've considered it, yes, and they've made that recommendation. But again, you're really putting your practice in a difficult situation on how to position that and script that with the patient, because all they hear and see is free syringe. And now you're telling me that I have to pay a $250 or a $500 injector fee, right? That conversation is going to be really difficult. So in the comment box, I would love to hear if you still are playing with Allergan and Allē points. I've heard a lot of people say that even though they carry Allergan products, they stopped accepting Allē points years ago because it was already a shit show then, and now really it is. I'd love to hear in the comment box if you completely left Allergan products years ago, or if you are still sticking with them. Because let's see, we had to buy into this program and it became a shit show. I'm a pro dis poor girl. Yeah. In fact, we have a really big client of ours doing $5+ million a year in revenue. And, they heard about these changes and they would just, that was it. They were done. And what they did is went to other neurotoxin companies and basically had negotiated buying power and said, listen, this is what I have spent all these years with Allergan, and I'm looking to find a new home. I'm looking to find a new partner. And this is the type of business that you can expect from me. And basically, you're going to have more negotiating power if you can show them your numbers and that you are going to be a loyal client to them, because you're sick and tired of having to deal with Allē. We use Allē all the time and love it. Our clients love it too. We're not looking forward to figuring these things out. Okay, Erica, thanks for that feedback. And we're going to get to If you want to stay, then how do you navigate this, right? But first, I want you to know that you have choices, right? And so what you need to do is to get good relationships with other vendors and begin exploring not only their product line, but what potential buying power you can negotiate with them. And to be able to do that, you really need to know your numbers inside and out. And you need to show them also the marketing that you're doing to drive new patients in so that they see also the upside and potential of the growth in your business. So at the end of the day, I encourage you to join the others in the industry and really come together and let Allergan know that you're not happy with it, and potentially even be willing to, if you're that passionate about it, to look at working with other vendors in the industry to get your product and get deeper relationships with them. I think that the idea that you potentially could just lose patients if you don't carry Botox anymore, I think is a false story or narrative that we say in our heads. I think that when patients come in and you have a conversation about, why you changed or are passionate about a different line, works very seamlessly. I know that years ago, when Botox was, basically the only player, and then as more have come in, when I'm talking with my injector, I always go off of her advice of what she thinks is going to be the best, for me, and the number of reasons why. And I don't question that, right? And I know that you have that same credibility and authority with your patients. So I don't think that you should be afraid to change if you believe that that is in the best interest of your business, right? Because at the end of the day, you are running a business and you have to be profitable. And if you can achieve the same results for your patients and you can also be more profitable, then that's a win-win for everyone. Now, in the event that you are going to stick with Allē or Allergan, right? Then you have to decide that, one, do you want to accept Allē points or not even deal with it? Again, I don't think that it's a deal breaker. I think for so few people that would be a deal breaker. And so if it's not worth the headache or the squeeze, don't even worry about it. Another thing is if you do stick with it, and in addition to stick with Allē, you need to prepare your team on how to overcome those questions and objections. You need to prepare your team with scripts at checkout and in the consultation room. You may even have to change your SOPs and putting together treatment plans and medical grade skincare, right? And really be ahead of future pacing what their treatment plan and schedule and investment is going to look like, because it's going to take more, right? To earn those points compared to what you used to. But this is also a really great chance to incorporate your membership or your own brand's rewards program and not worry about what Allē is doing, right? To really gain that loyalty with your patients, you want to create something that you have control over. And that is such a more powerful place to be in comparison to allowing someone else, Big Brother, to dictate what you do and say in your treatment plans in your own business. So in essence, you really need to take inventory on your beliefs, your core values. You need to know your numbers in your business for you to make an informed decision on what's in the best interest of your patients, your staff, and your business. And I don't think that there is just one right or wrong answer. I think that you really have to, again, know your numbers. You have to know the strength of your providers, and you have to equip them with the knowledge and the scripting in the consultation room and at checkout, so that your providers and your front desk are all on the same page. Because when you're not on the same page and what your front desk is saying on the phone is different than what's happening in the consultation room, that's when we get clients that are frustrated, that you lose their trust, and that you lose them in essence. So, you know, at the end of the day, I think that your business can absolutely survive this, but you got to work smarter, not harder. And you have to know your financials to be able to say, no, this isn't right. We got to make a change, right? And then I got to know my financials of if I'm going to make a change, then I have more negotiating power when I go out to market to find that new partner. But if you do it flippantly, when you do it without really strategizing and thinking short-term and long-term, you're not putting yourself in the position to succeed. So these changes are supposed to launch on September 30th. But it will really be interesting because, again, there has been a lot of uproar. But I feel like in the past, there's been, you know, anytime there's like a price increase or anything like that, there's an uproar. And at the end of the day, Allergan does whatever they want, right? They're like, we're a beast, no one can touch us. But I will tell you that they have definitely lost share in the marketplace with all the new players and choices that you have now. What a great place for you to be in, to actually have choices of who you partner and work with. And when we were at Aesthetic Next just a couple weeks ago, Asia's #1 neurotoxin, it's not in the US yet. They're just finishing up getting FDA approval, but Asia's #1 neurotoxin, I mean, talk about they dominate Botox out of the water over there, is going to be in the States before we know it. And you're going to have yet another player to choose from, right? And so all of this is to be said is like, I don't think that you should feel handcuffed, that you don't have choices. If you don't like how they're doing things, if you don't like the terms, right, you have other choices. You can stick with them and play by your own rules, or you can completely leave them altogether. But this is an example of where I don't think that you just need to toe the line, put your head down and take whatever they say and just do it blindly, right? And so you really need to look at your numbers, your team, your checkout process, your scripting, your SOPs, and then you'll be ready to make an informed decision. Do I stick with the Allē Rewards Program? Do I stay with Allergan but get rid of Allē Rewards, right? And just give rewards from the med spa itself? Or do you jump ship and do you leave Allē? To me, those are your 3 choices at the end of the day. And it all starts with knowing your numbers and developing really good relationships in this industry to be able to make moves, right? That is in the best interest of your business at the end of the day. Hey, Jackie. Hey, Heather. Okay, a couple other people say we're considering not accepting the free product coupons. Makes it a nightmare for so many ways for us. Yeah, you know what? When I look in the different chat forums, a lot of people are saying that they're not going to leave Allergan, but they're just not going to accept their rewards at the end of the day. And I don't think that that's a bad thing. I also think that you could have, you know, carry a couple different neurotoxins, right? Or maybe one other neurotoxin for that it's like your front runner, your go-to, and you only keep a little bit of Botox on hand for those that just, you know, I only use Botox and that's it, right? We have a few of those clients, but for the most part, I think I've seen a lot of my clients switch over to other brands of neurotoxins and just keep a little bit of Botox on hand. But as soon as you have the conversations with them of why you're a believer in the other neurotoxin and how it's going to save them money and last just as long and give them that same result, but and then let them decide, right? A few are going to be like, no, I get it. I'll pay more for the Botox. But most people are going to be like, I trust you, whatever you think I should do. And they'll go with the recommendation. So yeah, I think that just not accepting Allē's points anymore is something that you could certainly do. Hey, New Leaf. Hey, Ella Vida. Thanks for joining me. Any other comment? Hey, Anna, thanks for joining me here. Brenna, do you like Discord's rewards program? Is that working well for you, or do you just handle it rewards in-house yourself? Hey, Path Social. Hey, Renew. You do, and you like it. Awesome. Okay, so Aspire is good feedback in regards to the Aspire rewards program. Friendly, treats the patient well, all those things. Awesome. So you may want to check that out. But again, this is a personal decision. There's no right or wrong answer here, guys. It's knowing your numbers. And first and foremost, patient safety and being a leader in the consultation room and making a recommendation of what's in their best interest, right? And having that authority with the patient to be like, no, we can't put that filler, in your cheeks. When it's meant to be in your lips, right? But this is what we can do. So, Allergan Smart, they did this in effort to help them drive more sales at the end of the day. But unfortunately, this move puts practices in a difficult position. And you have to decide if you're willing to play by their rules and do it their way, or if you are going to do something different altogether. Jackie and Heather, we use Aspire as well, just may end up pushing Galderma more. Yeah, you have options, girls. Like that is really, don't just sit in this and complain about it. I think that you take inventory of your business and then you make a decision that's in your best interest at the end of the day, because you absolutely have choices. So awesome. All right, guys, if I didn't if we don't have any more questions or comments, we can go ahead and wrap up. I'll stay on here for those on Zoom if anyone wants to talk through this any further. But thanks so much for joining me live. If you love this training and discussion, make sure that you share it with your team or another med spot that could benefit. And you can always catch the replay on my YouTube channel. Join me live every single Wednesday, same time, same place. Catch me on Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining me here. Thanks, Jackie. Thanks, Heather.